Today we're going to have a go at detailing the Warp Delta from the Eaglemoss collection for Star Trek Enterprise. Hi guys, James here. Something a little bit different today from JJ Model Making. I've been watching a few of the Star Trek Enterprise shows that have been on TV recently and really like the look of this Warp Delta, which appeared in the end of the second series, I believe. It was built a few years before the NX-01 Enterprise, so it's slightly earlier technology, but it's a really cool little kit. I purchased one off of eBay, the Eaglemoss Star Trek Starships collection. What a mouthful. It's a nice looking kit. There's lots of videos out on YouTube which will show in much more detail than me as to the pros and cons of the ship and the magazine that came with it. But if you like what you're seeing and you fancy having a go at this yourself, hit that subscribe button because you might find something interesting. You never know. There might be a few friends of yours who like this sort of thing, so if you like Star Trek or like modelling, or even better like the two together, hit that like button and maybe even share it with someone who might be interested. So what I'm going to do is, the detail is all right. I mean, it's basically die cast and plastic. I think that bit's plastic on the top and the bottom is the metal. The detail is not bad, it's all right. I mean, it's only a little £15 kit, it's not too bad. But what I'm going to try and do is similar to what I've done with the Hulkbuster last year, is basically have a go at sort of applying a bit of modelling skill and detailing this little fella. So what I'm going to try and do is use some wash. I'm going to use the same wash that I used on the Star Destroyer 2 years ago, nearly 2 years ago at Christmas time. This is the Flooring Models Dark Dirt Wash. Brush that all over the model, let it dry, wipe it down, and then maybe touch up a few little bits on the detail if I do any overspill. So yeah, that'd be quite a little fun project. Wouldn't be too hard to do. It's a nice little series of ships. I really prefer the old or the original early Star Trek Enterprise ships, sort of the evolution of how the technology came along. So this is the Intrepid, which was built shortly after the Warp Delta. I think this one goes at Warp 3 or 4. Actually no, 3. I think it's Warp 3. So there you have it. Really didn't take long. That's now one very dirty and wet and sticky and horrible Warp Delta. So I'm going to leave that to dry for 20 minutes or so, let the worst of it come off, and then come back with some tissue and get rid of all the excess. So fast forward about half an hour or so, it's been drying outside, and yeah, it's not 100% dry, but it's touch dry, the old dirt wash from Flooring Model. So what I'm going to do now is get rid of all the excess. So usual plan, as I did for the Star Destroyer, you need to wake up the product, so a bit of water, a brush, and good old-fashioned paper towel, and see what we can do. So let's put some water on it. Not a lot, mind you, but just a little bit, just to wake up the clay. Hopefully you can see this okay. And we'll give it a rub. So let's see how it goes. And what we're looking for is just to stay in the nooks and crannies, basically all the panel lines. I think I might need to do a little bit more here and there, some of the extra detail parts, but we'll see how it comes. Yeah, coming off nicely, it's good. So yeah, we're getting there, a bit more detail. Right, let's do the bottom. So there you go, fix that in your minds, that's the pre-washed version. As always with this stuff, it's probably best to use an old brush or one that you don't really care about, because it's going to be pretty manky after this. Right, ready? That's what we want. Look at that. How's that for panel lines? Annoyingly, it's not as good on the top or the dorsal section as it was on the bottom, but that's not too bad. Yeah, pleased with that. That's looking all right. So I think what I'll do next, I'll just give it a quick proper dry, and then I think I'm going to use some of the Tamiya panel liner, maybe go over some of these bits here, a bit more of the extra detail, because it hasn't stuck in as quite as much as I was hoping it to. There may be a few little bits on the back here. But yeah, give it a try and let's see how we get on. And here's the panel line accent colour, the black. Now this is a oil-based paint, so it's basically by nature absolutely utterly stinks. So make sure you have an open window in the room you do this and use this stuff with, because it stinks to high heaven. Give it a shake. Now what I did before painting anything with the wash is I put on a coat of gloss varnish, so I highly recommend do that. And the idea being that this should, in theory, just run off and stick in all the lines. So let's see. I need steady hands for this anyway, probably steadier than I've got. Maybe a bit there. So far, so good. Possibly in here, that's quite a nice one that needs doing. On there, on there. So it's just a simple matter of working your way through. And updating and just tapping as many little bits and panels as you want. Does run, which is quite good thanks to the gloss. Just be mindful of any spillage. So yeah, you can see it running down all on its own, so that's good. A bit on this side. There'll always be a bit of cleanup involved, I'm sure, but that's okay. So that's the dorsal. And then on the ventral side, try and stay in frame, James. So while I'm doing this, let me know in the comments below, have you watched Star Trek Enterprise? Have you seen it? I know this is not normally my subject matter. It's been a good show, enjoying it. I've seen it before, I have to say, but it's nice watching it again. Let me know in the comments below maybe which is your favourite early Federation ship or early Star Trek Enterprise ship. I think it's called the United Earth as opposed to Starfleet, because the Federation doesn't exist as yet. And let's put a bit on the cells here. Right in that nook and cranny there. So there we go. I think that's looking an awful lot better. So I'll let this dry and then we'll come back for the final reveal. And there you have it. After about an hour's work, if that, including drying time, we've gone from a mediocre model and a few light little bits and pieces up to a pretty decent looking model. All easy stuff to do. Anyone can do it. If I can do it, believe me. Yeah, so it's really nice little fun project. Didn't take long, and highly recommend it. So yeah, if you'd like to see more like this, let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button and share with your friends, and even subscribe, because I might do a few more of these. I'm thinking of collecting all of the pre-Federation models from Enterprise. So this would be all the Eaglemoss ships, so this one and a couple of others, and build up a bit of a fleet and give them all a bit of a spruce and a tidy up. So thanks for watching, and until next time, live long and prosper. Ha ha ha. Bye bye.